Exclusive. Prince Andrew urged to come clean on everything he knows about pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Political pressure on Andrew is now growing on both sides of the Atlantic days after Parliament's Public Accounts Committee demanded answers over his living arrangements. Disgraced former Prince Andrew was urged to give evidence in the U.S., as he remained in hiding awaiting his eviction from Royal Lodge. The ex-Duke of York is facing mounting pressure to speak to a powerful congressional committee set up to investigate his pedophile pal Jeffrey Epstein. Two U.S. politicians yesterday called for him to speak to the committee after members of the House Oversight Committee called on him to tell them what he knows. And U.S. Attorney Spencer Coven, who represents a number of Epstein's victims, told us he should come to the U.S. and submit himself to the jurisdiction. The U.S. should request extradition with the House Congressional Committee. Royalty should not make him immune to this. Onda should want to assist the committee, as he has said himself in the past he wants to help the victims. In what will be seen as a warning to Andrew, Mr. Coven added, "We are one step from unsealing the videos that show what happened in Epstein's properties. If Andrew appears in any of those videos, he will have no option to appear before the Congressional Committee." Andrew, 65, agreed a reported £12 million out-of-court settlement with his accuser Virginia Giuffre, who died by suicide in April aged 41, in order to stop a civil trial taking place following her claim she abused her. The payment made no admission of liability. Onda has always denied any wrongdoing. Democrat Representative Raja Krishnamurthy said, "I would go so far as to subpoena him. Enforcing the subpoenas is not easy for somebody who's on foreign soil. However, if Andrew wishes to come to the United States or he's here, then he's subject to the jurisdiction of the U.S. Congress, and I would expect him to testify." In a direct message aimed towards Andrew, Mr. Krishnamurthy added, "Come clean. Come before the U.S. Congress, voluntarily testify. Don't wait for a subpoena. Come and testify and tell us what you know. At the end of the day, we want to know exactly what happened, not just to give justice to the survivors, but to prevent this from ever happening again." Another prominent U.S. politician, Congressman Suhas Subramaniam, yesterday said, "I would like for him to come to our committee and tell us everything he knows about Jeffrey Epstein and the crimes that were committed. I think this would be a great way for Andrew to clear his name. It would be a great way for us to continue our pursuit of justice for the victims, and frankly, Andrew's name has come up many times from the victims, so he clearly has knowledge of what happened. We just want him to come forward and tell us what he knows." Political pressure on Andrew is now growing on both sides of the Atlantic days after Parliament's Public Accounts Committee demanded answers over his living arrangements. The Metropolitan Police is actively investigating claims heaped on his accuser Virginia Giuffre's private social security number and date of birth to a bodyguard, in order to dig up dirt in 2011. And it was also revealed that the Independent Office for Police Conduct last week contacted the Met Police's Directorate of Professional Standards amid public concerns about the force previously deciding not to investigate him. The development emerged after it was announced the disgraced royal, now humbly known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, was being stripped of his royal title and kicked out of Royal Lodge on the Windsor Grey Park estate. He has not been seen in public since. Gunshots were yesterday heard ringing out close to the 30-room mansion in a hunt was thought to be ongoing, but there was no indication Andrew was part of it. A dark blue Range Rover, which Andrew's eldest daughter Beatrice, 37, has previously been seen driving, was also spotted entering the gates of Royal Lodge at around noon. But there was no sign of the princess inside the vehicle when it arrived or left. Andrew's ex-wife Sarah Ferguson is being evicted from Royal Lodge too, but will have to make her own future living arrangements. It has been claimed Andrew is set to get a six-figure payout and an annual payment as part of his relocation settlement. However, according to reports, he may not move to his new home on the Sandringham estate until early in the new year. That would allow the royal family, including his older brother King Charles and future monarch Prince William, to avoid a potentially awkward encounter with him during their traditional Christmas get-together on the sprawling Norfolk estate. It is understood Charles finally decided to act against Andrew after recognizing the strength of public opinion against him after he was heckled by a protester during a royal visit to Lichfield Cathedral last Monday. Locals and tourists, including dog walkers, were yesterday seen walking in and around the public areas of Windsor Great Park, where TV cameras and photographers were seen hoping to catch a glimpse of him. One local said, "He should go and give evidence in America. He is in disgrace and he has lost his titles, which I think is a good thing, but this doesn't go fair enough. Although he is going into exile, it is an exile where he will be protected on a royal estate." Another added, "If he is innocent as he claims he is, why shouldn't he go over there and give his evidence? What has he got to hide?"